have a real person as the pendulum to my necklace because he once gave a guy my phone number in Roman numerals. They're like, ugh, that's a harsh punishment. I'm like, yeah, it was either this or I make him drink milk out of a pineapple. I drive in a paper airplane because it can fit a cardboard cutout of my friend in the passenger seat. They're like, why do you have a cardboard cutout of your friend? I'm like, because it's like having a hand puppet of God. I wear a large costume of myself because my tattoos are the main tourist attraction in the city. They're like, that might be the most narcissistic thing ever. I'm like, but I got every single one of these tattoos with the homies in mind. Not that selfish. I play movies in my sunglasses because I installed a ceiling fan in the back of my shirt. They're like, and you walk around like that? I'm like, yeah. And I put a necklace inside of the shopping bag that I wear as a necklace. Swag. I vacuumed the ocean because I tried to go fishing with an extension cord. They're like, what do you gain from doing that? I'm like, I mean, one time I found noodles on the sand floor. So, I guess you never know, you know. I have a dolphin living in my staircase because the first step on the staircase is a trampoline. They're like, oh, okay, but how do you feed it? I'm like, well, my dolphin's favorite food is pizza with sprinkles on it. Just kind of throw it in there. I signed autographs at the gym with my feet because I do push-ups with springs on my hands. They're like, wait, so you do that at the same time? I'm like, yeah, sign autographs, push-ups, and then I time myself with an hourglass made of quicksand. I was sad about a girl in the middle of a tornado because I'm staring at someone that used to be the dopest person I'd ever met. They're like, yeah, let me guess, a new person came along and changed everything, huh? I'm like, yeah. We used to play pool on a pool table that floated in a pool. 2017 was lit. I DJ'd in a tree because the last party that I threw got abducted by aliens. They're like, your party was so in demand that other galaxies wanted in on it. I'm like, yeah. Mostly because I dipped the clouds in a couple bags of glitter for decoration. I raced on the back of a flamingo with a girl with blue hair because I want to turn her hair gray eventually. They're like, how do you know that blue hair isn't a wig? I'm like, because I once gave her hair ties made of stone. I got my head stuck inside of a bowling ball because I gambled away my childhood photos. They're like, ugh, why is your luck so bad? I'm like, probably because I use my voodoo doll like a portable gaming system. I launched a 5-foot MP3 player into the air with a seesaw because I'm trying to get it to land on my belly button. They're like, if it does land on you, it's gonna hurt a lot. I'm like, well, it's got the upgraded software, so it shouldn't land that hard. I flipped pizza dough while surfing because I'm still clocked in at the nursing home cafeteria. They're like, yeah, how did you even get this job? I'm like, I don't know, because I filled out the application in chalk. I painted my childhood friend's jail cell bars rainbow colors because I wanted to test out my new paint that smells like flowers. They're like, is that a safe activity to partake in? I'm like, no, of course not. Sometimes I have to crawl out of there with a seatbelt on. I hooked a basketball hoop to a star in the sky because I play my best basketball when the world stops moving. They're like, do the statistics support this claim of playing your best basketball under these circumstances? I'm like, I don't know. But I keep score on the referee's forehead. I smoked hookah out of an elephant's trunk because I drank melted sand 3 hours before. They're like, how did they get you to drink melted sand? I'm like, I don't know. Probably because I'm like still on the latest melt in your mouth psych pills at the moment. Gotta get off those before I can make rational decisions. I had a glass of wine while hang gliding over the city because I put mushrooms in it like ice cubes. They're like, they let you drink at the hang gliding place? I'm like, well, not anymore because I poured one out for the dead homies on their carpet on accident. It's just like, muscle memory, I just kind of did it. I was spitting marbles into a mini golf hole because everyone else at the course was watching a guy play the violin with a fork. They're like, where did you get the marbles from? I'm like, oh, I do kettlebell exercises with a book bag full of marbles on my downtime. So I always have them on hand. I tied my wallet to a helium balloon because they have slot machine booths on the street corners in my city. They're like, your wallet should be heavier than the helium in the balloon. I'm like, all of my balloons have wings. So that's why it works. I aimed a spotlight at a stranger's tears because I want to put one in my trophy case. They're like, what are you gonna do, freeze it? I'm like, yeah, I always wanted to have a freckle-faced teardrop. I pole vaulted with a moped because I'm trying to skip the drive-through line to order a popcorn soda. They're like, why don't you just go inside and order? I'm like, because they have a statue of the manager's jawline in the dining hall. I play hacky sack with a baby doll because I want to get 50 straight touches while standing on a ladder. They're like, okay, well, what do you get out of doing that? I'm like, if I achieve this, I will have turtles carrying me on the platter in the streets. I dodged an airplane that was landing behind me because I'm still trying to impress the bride at this wedding. They're like, yo, if you keep doing stuff like that, you'll be sleeping with the fishes. I'm like, that's fine. The rocks at the bottom of the ocean taste fruity anyway. I eat food off of a mirror because I can't afford to change my clothes size right now. They're like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense because you dress like you don't know your size. I'm like, I don't know my size because my friends used to dress me in the morning when I was in boarding school. So it just never transitioned into like shopping as an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't keep calling Hector to give me, swag advice.